Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at dungeon crawlers, games like Imperial Assault, which is fantastic, Gloomhaven, which is arguably the greatest board game of all time, and Dark Souls, which is a board game that also exists. But today in particular, we're going to be taking a look at One Deck Dungeon. One Deck Dungeon is a cooperative dungeon crawler crammed into a single deck of cards. The doors you kick down, the monsters you slay, and the dangers you avoid are all easily transported in this tiny box. It won't take up 1,000,000 acres of table space, and you don't even need a dungeon master, so you and one of your closest friends or spouses can play this game pretty much anywhere on the planet.
There are a couple of variations of One Deck Dungeon. This review is based on Forest of Shadows. Interestingly, you can mix and match these sets to shake up the monsters, heroes and bosses to help keep your experience fresh. Every adventure needs heroes, and yours is no exception. You have a variety of badass lady adventurers to choose from, each specialising in strength, agility or magic, and being capped off nicely with unique special abilities. And there's also the fairy, who's really weird.
Your character choice determines which dice go into your dice pool at the start of the game, be it strength, agility, mana, or these fancy black heroic dice, and these will all be used to fight monsters and navigate potential threats. You and your fellow adventurers will roll dice and use the results to fill in the various colour boxes on each encounter card.
You need to match or exceed the number on the box to fill it and avoid the nasty effects of leaving them open. The shield icons represent armour, and that means you have to cover them before other boxes. Different threats require different combinations of dice to take down. Some boxes require a single die, while other larger boxes let you combine your dice to overcome a higher target number. Traps and hazards work slightly differently, giving you two options of how to proceed depending on the strengths of your party.
Now, it's not only the deck that you have to contend with. Depending on the dungeon you've chosen, you face certain environmental hazards, and these force you to spread your resources thinly or suffer the consequences, ranging from being delayed or taking damage to becoming poisoned, which, similar to real life, is a bit shit. And getting delayed costs you time, or in real terms, cards from your deck. The more time symbols that show at the end of an encounter, the more cards get bunged on the discard pile, and these can be vital upgrades, vital skills that go to waste. And some of these monsters are just mean. I mean, just look at the Shadow Stalker, who takes the joy out of rolling sixes. What a prick. You may be thinking that given the adventurers start off with only a few dice, that some of these monsters look tough, and you're right, they are. In order to defeat these creatures comfortably, you're gonna need upgrades, and this is where Darkest Dungeon gets interesting. After you triumphantly vanquish a creature or limp away with barely your dignity intact, you have an interesting decision to make. Each encounter card has 3 possible rewards. You can take the skill printed here and slot it satisfyingly under your character sheet. And skills are incredible. They give you special abilities, extra dice, and allow you to change certain dice into different colours. Alternatively, you can satisfyingly slot your card under your character sheet here as an item, and they give you extra dice to roll and extra health, and health, keeps you alive. It's really useful. And finally, you can slot this card satisfyingly over here and use it as experience, which will help you level up. Now, leveling up gives you potions and a higher skill and item cap, and it also gives you access to more of these black heroic dice, which are essentially wild and can be substituted for any colour. Very, very useful. Now, which one of these upgrades should you prioritise? All of them. You'll want to prioritise all of them, all the time. You'll need all of these upgrades as you battle through each of the dungeon's 3 floors, getting stronger, mitigating environmental hazards, and pounding your enemies into dust. All of this is a prelude to the boss fight though, and these beefy boys hit hard, so you better come prepared.
Mud golems, giant scorpions, dragons, the gang's all here, and they will require you and your fellow adventurer to eke every last drop of efficiency out of your respective dice pools to overcome them.
Some of your special skills cannot be used in boss fights, and each of the bosses has a unique special ability, which may range from just punching you in the face to prevent you from using certain colours of dice. Each boss does present an interesting and unique challenge. Does One Deck Dungeon capture the dungeon delving experience? Mechanically, yes, it's satisfying watching your character progress in terms of the unique special abilities they gather, and also the sheer physical weight of dice you send crashing across your dining room table. And to do all that in half an hour, it's pretty slick. Does it capture the narrative feeling of a big box dungeon crawler or better yet an RPG? No, not even close. You never feel that the stakes are particularly high, you do not feel like a heroic dragon slayer saving the world, it just feels like you're solving a nice fun puzzle with a friend. Also consider this, it's a dice game, and dice can shaft you. In fact, dice will shaft you. You can use your skills and special abilities to manipulate the dice somewhat, but some people really like dice games and some people don't, so your mileage may vary. One Deck Dungeon is a decent game, a small box filled with fun times. It's a little bit too complicated to be a gateway game for complete newbies, but it could be used as a bridging point in the run to justifying dropping triple figures on a beefy dungeon crawler.
You said beefy.
Beefy, yeah.
Beefy.
It means meaty, because
Beefy.
it's beefy.
Right.
And it is perfect if you push for time and just want to crash some dice around. Dice Hard definitely recommends One Deck Dungeon.
Thank you very much for watching this video, it really means a lot to us. If you liked what you've seen here, click on that subscribe button and Dice Hard will bring you all sorts of lovely geekiness every week. Why not even pop over to our website at dicehard.net. And if you want other people to stumble across our channel, feel free to shove this video in front of their eyes at every opportunity. Tatty bye!